这是这样的感觉。
8年不败的韩国冠军做梦都没有想到，中国小伙会守着3万韩国观众的面雷断他的脖子，被打得吐血3声，险些不治身亡。究竟发生了什么？一向与中国选手井水不犯河水的韩国冠军，怎么会公然对中国选手发起挑战？原来是韩国主持人搞的鬼。韩国冠军听信了韩国大马哈的鬼话，于是便认为中国功夫不堪一击，自己一人就可以轻松拿捏。
Made in China, no. Made in Korea, yeah.
结果韩国总冠军被打得体无完肤，并且还在3万韩国观众面前把脸丢光了。这个所谓的韩国冠军叫杨景浩，是韩国获取冠军头衔最多的一位运动员，自身实力非常雄厚，打起架来也是异常的不要命。听了主持人鬼话的杨景浩很自信，并在赛前扬言会把杨卓打成肉饼吃掉。看来这家伙是泡菜吃多了，想改善伙食吃人肉。不过他却忽略了一点，中国勇士所打的比赛输过赢过就是没怂过。这一次遇到杨卓，算是杨景浩倒了8辈子霉。话就不多说了，来让我们欣赏一下杨卓的精彩表现。
I'm sure that Kenny won't let it slip the first few seconds of this fight. Fully concentrated there.
We have Muay Thai versus Sanda here. Yang told me in the first round he wants to open up with punches. If he makes it to the second round, then he'll start using blades. Oh, to the ground it goes.
Flatten him out. Yeah, flatten him out.
Well, there's always a surprise or two in store first in an MMA class, that's for sure, Vaughn.
Get your own hand from behind his back.
You can have all the plans in the world, but if it doesn't lay out...
比赛才刚开始没多久，杨卓就被杨景浩死死压在了地面上，随时都能把杨卓置于死地。然而杨卓可不是谁都可以欺负的小弱鸡，在限制杨景浩的同时，时时刻刻都在做着反抗动作。由于比赛才刚开始，双方的体能和精神状态都很完美，杨卓并不会因为被压制就会漏洞百出。然而处于上方压制位的杨景浩很猛，一直在对杨卓实施压制动作和攻击招式。
Big knees from Yang, but are they doing any damage? Hitting the butt.
His legs are flying. Good. More of that.
There's some tactical punches into the ribs, into the head. Making the most here of his time on top, Kenny.
I wonder now, is Young going to burn himself out with all this heavy action?
The crowd really giving him a lift, that's for sure. Real local favourite here. Grew up in Causeway Bay. Comes to town, he still goes and stays with his dad there. Lived in Australia for the last 10 years. Got himself a degree. Human resource management.
Watch for the legs. He's trying to climb back up.
Referee James Chan.
处于压制位又如何？长达2分钟的压制都没能打服杨卓。最终裁判介入到比赛之中，本以为裁判会把双方重新回到站立对抗，结果裁判并没有那么好心，而是将双方指挥到了擂台中央，示意杨卓躺下。不过杨卓已经完全限制住了杨景浩，无论实施什么样的进攻招式或者是一样的猛烈进攻，都无法在短时间内攻破杨卓的防线。
Running them to train. Would love to train in here in Hong Kong in the future, though, Kenny.
Relentless ground and pound here from Kenny.
Really has had a determined look on his face the last few days. A real shock that last fight. Legend too, wasn't it?
Definitely. Advice to everybody, even Justin Leon should.
No, bit of danger here for the Hong Kong fighter. He's young, works his legs.
Oh, Kenny slides on that triangle.
Nice slip there from Kenny. Kenny certainly looks a lot bigger than him, doesn't he? Taking that advantage.
He looks to be tiring out too.
Going hard halfway through the first round already. Yang there gives...
看似杨卓是在被杨景浩死死压制，其实杨景浩并奈何不了杨卓一点，并且还会时不时遭到杨卓所发起的反击进攻。年轻小伙子就是有力气，这究竟是谁家的男人怎么有这么大的力量？不过杨景浩一点都不想放弃这次暴打杨卓的机会，时时刻刻都在给杨卓施加压力。无奈之下的杨卓再次使出了一次绝招，不给杨景浩出动作的同时，还会给杨景浩施加压力，让处于上方压制位的杨景浩进退两难，无法做出最精准的抉择。
Right. Got an explanation from Yang yesterday about Thunder. It's a mystery to some of us, but he gave me a very succinct explanation. Kick from far, punch from close, and when you're in a clinch, throw. That is the rudimentary basis of Sanda.
That pretty much sums it up.
Keep working, Kenny.
Obviously not getting to use his Sanda skills here at the moment.
Yang had a Kimura, but he let it go. I think really, Kenny did so much stalling in this.
Crowd really loving this performance so far.
经过长达4分钟的地面缠斗，杨卓终于站了起来。回到站里的杨卓立即进入到了战斗状态。毕竟杨卓在转战综合格斗之前打的是格斗，并且还荣获了多项自由搏击冠军，所以在站立对拼期间，杨卓拥有绝对的话语权。只要杨景浩想和杨卓打站立，那么杨卓必定会奉陪到底，完全不会畏惧眼前这位韩国大棒子。
Watch for those standout throws when they get in the clinch. One thing Muay Thai does not have.
Seems to hit the ground again.
Double leg attempt. Can he finish it?
Into the last 30 seconds of round one. And this has been a real passionate fight so far.
Kenny has to be careful. Yang has the guillotine choke locked up. Oh, goes for the knee.
Kenny does look a bit tired already.
15 seconds to go.
Holding on to the end of round one. These fighters from China so tough and determined.
Definitely.
All from the north of China. Been handpicked to go to Beijing and train with the top team. So, good
work, but he also looks more burnt out. Can he keep this pace up? If he can, then he'll win the fight, no problem.
Well, 第2回合开始了，杨景浩根本顶不住杨卓的进攻，各种各样的进攻招式打得杨景浩难以抵抗。最终，杨景浩费了9牛2虎之力，成功将杨卓邀请到了内围缠斗。先不说杨景浩在内围缠斗占不占优势，只要能躲避站立对拼，杨景浩的目的就算是达成了。实在无法挣脱杨景浩控制的杨卓试图将他带入到地面缠斗，然而杨景浩的实力确实超乎了想象。皇天不负有心人，杨卓成功把杨景浩带入到了地面缠斗，终于可以让他感受一下被压制的滋味。
The side control there from Yang over Kenny. Kenny's really got to regroup here, doesn't he?
Yeah, this isn't good. That's the beatdown position, the mounted crucifix. Kenny's really got to scramble to get out of this or it'll be over.
Elbows there to the jaw of Young. But he certainly is determined.
Now there's blood coming on. Blood on the face of Kenny Young.
Yeah, we're going to have a look at this. We'll have a look at this.
I really wish he wouldn't stop it just for this.
Yeah, the doctor will take a look.
太残暴了！杨卓只用了短短1分钟的时间，就把杨景浩的脑袋打出了血。在此之前，杨景浩足足压制了杨卓4分钟，结果非但没有让杨卓吃到苦头，并且还让杨卓掌控了比赛节奏，了解到了战术打法。用俗话说就是赔了夫人又折兵。脑袋被打出血的杨景浩得到了休整，一边处理伤口，一边在大喘粗气，调理呼吸。
Omoplata, there's an omoplata available for Yang, but it's, jiu-jitsu is not his background, it's not his forte.
And then we saw some
unable to capitalize.
Really good work from Yang coming up. Really hit Kenny hard with a couple of legs. And this is the high kicking we were talking about.
Watch, here comes this. Bam!
Oh, that's
right in the
one
chops.
that knocks the stuffing out. Kenny Young, the green light to go ahead here, and he's had a rest. A slight gash there on the upper lip of Kenny Young. Won't be more than a couple of stitches, probably post-fight. So allowed to go on here.
Changing positions for the third time. Kenny's on top now.
杨景浩开始急眼了，然而被突然带入到地面缠斗的杨卓很冷静，面对杨景浩频繁的击打，杨卓依然面不改色，继续观察。最终还是裁判看不下去了，再次终止比赛，给杨景浩足够的时间进行休息和包扎伤口。大喘粗气的杨景浩很不服气，看来这家伙和杨卓之间还有一场大战即将发生。
You see there, the blood just dripping out profusely.
Exhausting weight cut. He's doing really well. Yang's right hook, left hook is connecting. Now the knees from Kenny.
再次主动进入到地面缠斗的杨景浩很无赖，死死抱住杨卓的大腿不撒手。看样子杨景浩真的是不想和杨卓在站立上多待1秒钟。不过此时的杨卓已经把杨景浩分析透彻，很快就挣脱了杨景浩的束缚。回到站立1秒钟的杨景浩瞬间感觉到了压力，不惜一切代价也要和杨卓在地面进行缠斗。为了能把拳头打在杨卓脑袋上，杨景浩直接就把脑袋贴在杨卓的胸口前。简单来说，就是在保护头部的同时盲目击打杨卓，能命中就命中，即便没有命中杨卓， 那也会给杨卓一个很大的压制力。
But this will be, if it goes to distance, fascinating points decision. It'll be interesting to see how the judges go with this one, that's for sure. Do you have any thoughts on that so far, Vaughn?
Well, it's definitely Kenny's fight. Blood or no blood, he's doing the damage, he's doing most of the work, and he's got the dominant position throughout this whole fight.
Blood over the face now of Young, affecting his vision.
But I also think that Kenny's...
Seems bizarre to say, but
Oh, big knee from Yang this time.
they know they put on a great fight as Young takes it to ground again. Good strength from Kenny.
杨景浩的血液已经流出来了很多，流了那么多的血且没有当场晕厥，也算是杨景浩的抗压能力强。台下坐着3万韩国观众，纷纷在为杨景浩加油助威。或许这些欢呼声就是杨景浩坚持下去的理由。回到站立的杨景浩就像是换了个人，丝毫不怂杨卓的站立技术。看来杨卓打的还是不够狠。
Oh, look at that combo.
Good combo from the Chinese fighter. We go 3 minutes left of this fight. And this could be a real candidate for fight of the night, Vaughn.
Yeah, I'd say so. See, with stand-up, Mike, if your knees touch the ground, it's considered a takedown. So they are really unfamiliar with these wrestling style double leg takedowns that are really, really low. Those are exactly the kind of takedowns that Kenny is using over and over again here on Yang.
Kenny, drop his other leg. Get a double overhurts. Double overhurts and take him up, Kenny.
Real stalemate now as there's only half a round left of this fight.
长时间的对抗很快就让杨景浩的体能消耗殆尽，即便中途恢复了大部分的体能，不过杨景浩的血液流了很多，精神状态必然无法与杨卓对比。冷静的杨卓非常聪明，在与杨景浩展开角力赛期间依然在寻找机会，尽量不把比赛结果交给裁判来判定。毕竟台下的韩国观众这么多，赛事方怎么可能忍心判定杨景浩输比赛呢？
Finish. If he takes it to the ground, he's got a really good chance.
Really struggling for fuel here, Kenny Young.
There we go. Now Yang's on top. Kenny looks exhausted. He might... Will Yang be able to finish him? Oh, he's got a rear naked choke. It looks deep. It's deep. This is trouble for Kenny Young.
Just seems to have run out of gas in the last 30 seconds, Kenny Young. Can he hold on? Could be anybody's fight on a decision here. But Kenny's really just got to come back, make the most of this last minute and a half.
缠斗了这么长时间，杨卓终于拿到了一个非常好的位置。被拿到背部的杨景浩还在挣扎，不过此时的杨卓已经准备实施裸脚要送杨景浩进入梦乡睡大觉。要不是杨景浩拼命挣扎，杨景浩或许已经进入梦乡开始大白天做梦了。被打得吐血3声还不认输，不得不说杨景浩这个家伙是真的能扛。
He's got a minute to go.
I'm not pulling the other one off. I pull the other arm off.
Looking in real distress now,
Kenny,
Kenny Young.
Wait.
最终杨卓获得了比赛胜利，成功击败了韩国观众引以为傲的韩国冠军杨景浩，让杨景浩在自家门口丢光了脸。自古以来杨家将就没有一个是孬种，除了杨景浩除外。如果满分是100分的话，你会给杨卓打几分？视频到这就结束了，咱们下期不见不散。